There is some
close.
roasting that happens though, and it's skincare. And it's skincare that is largely derived, at least in its inception, from tallow. And there's a whole story we're going to cover that's very much true to the prairie and true to Melissa and her roots. So I'm going to find out things I don't know, and I've spent the last 8 years of my life with Melissa. And that's part of the fun of this spotlight for us. So buckle up, gear up, because we're going to coat our faces in some of the best stuff that's from South Dakota, where we call home. Melissa?
Yeah. When you render suet, which is the fat around the kidneys of a cow, you render it down, and that fat breaks down into oil.
Well, let me ask you this. You said you're getting older. A lot of people
I know.
say, I beg to differ, your skin looks great. You've taken care of your skin your whole life.
Yeah. And trim fat is like fat from around the muscle or the legs or wherever they can, rib cages, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
That it's smellier and it has more sinew and collagen around it.
Lots of words I don't know. What is the future, as we wrap up with this part, what is the future for Lone Tree Tallow? I know it seems like yesterday you just got started, but you've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
Where do you see this venture going? Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls, where culture meets commerce and the people behind our favorite places get the mic.
We're your hosts, Melissa Goodwin and Steve Schmidt, and we're sitting down with the makers, doers, and dreamers shaping the soul of our city.
From storefronts to side hustles, tattoos to tech startups, we are telling the stories that make Sioux Falls shine.
Because behind every business is a human story, and those stories, they're what make our community feel like home. This is Spotlight Sioux Falls.
Welcome to this edition of Spotlight. We are inside Melissa's house.
We are.
This is fun because you see Melissa interview a lot of people on Spotlight. And I said, hey, Melissa, you've been keeping busy with this side hustle making skincare products, small batch. She's going to tell you all the great things, all the words. Handcrafted, slow roasted to perfection.
Slow roasted. Not quite.
There is some roasting that happens though, and it's skincare. And it's skincare that is largely derived, at least in its inception, from tallow. And there's a whole story we're going to cover that's very much true to the prairie and true to Melissa and her roots. So I'm going to find out things I don't know, and I've spent the last 8 years of my life with Melissa. And that's part of the fun of this spotlight for us. So buckle up, gear up, because we're going to coat our faces in some of the best stuff that's from South Dakota, where we call home. Melissa?
Yeah.
Welcome to your show.
Oh, thank you, Steve. It's great to be here. It's great to be on our show.
Where did you get the name Lone Tree Tallow from?
Well, the name came from, part of this story goes back to my grandmother, my great-great-grandparents homesteaded in Tripp County, South Dakota, which is south central South Dakota. And my grandmother, who was the third generation, she used to write a social column. So back in the day, there used to be social columns in the newspapers. Some of them still have them. And in her social column, she would write about, who went where, who went where and what they ate. So it was like
who's and the whatsy whats?
The who's and the whatsy whats. So it was like, Bob and Cindy went down to Omaha and had roast beef and some Jell-O salad and had a good time with their daughter, Pat.
Well, and I'm reading some of these.
It was great. I loved it. And so she lived in Lone Tree Township. And so her column was called Lone Tree. And that's where the name of this product came from, because the tallow largely comes from, now it's my cousins who are fifth generation that run that ranch and farm. And my daughters are now sixth generation South Dakota natives. So it's kind of cool trying to tie it back to where we get the tallow from, our history, our family's history, and my grandma's social column, which was kind of like Facebook before Facebook. What is tallow? It is, so when you render suet, which is the fat around the kidneys of a cow, you render it down, and that fat breaks down into oil. Okay. And there's like fat, oil, collagen, some particulates in there. So you have to boil it down so that fat becomes oil. Yep. You then strain it, and it becomes like a hard, almost like a butter. Like a medium chain branch triglyceride? Not quite. Okay. Yeah. So this is a fat. This is a saturated fat. Okay. And right? a fat that's really good for you. Yeah, it's very similar to skin, like your sebum in your skin. So tallow, we render it 4 times because every time you render it, you get more and more stuff out of it. So when we render it, we do 3 wet and 1 dry, which means I'll take the fat, add some water, add some salt, boil it down for sometimes up to 7 hours, depending on how big the batch is. And then we'll strain it, put it in the fridge. You have to pop it out. You have to scrape off all the collagen and stuff off the bottom, dump the water out, and then you do it again. I do the wet renders 3 times.
Okay.
And then I do a dry render, which means you get all the water out because water molds. People don't always realize like water actually will mold in a few days.
Yep.
So you need to make sure there's no water in there.
Okay. Well, okay.
So that's what tallow is. And then lard is essentially the same thing, but from a pig.
Okay.
So my grandmother used to render all of it. They had pigs and cows and chickens and all the things. And so she would go down in the basement of their farmhouse. My mom hated it. She's like, I hated it. In the basement. And then she would boil down the fat of the pigs and the cows.
Cooking lard.
And she would make lard, and that's what she used for her pie crust. And that was her secret. So any of you that make pie crust, that was my grandma's secret. She always said she had the best pie crust.
So a lot of people are probably like, have heard of tallow.
Yeah.
I've heard of tallow. Before you, I'd even known what tallow was for a skincare perspective.
Yeah. Does
it seem strange that we would want to take animal fat? I mean, is it going to smell like an animal? Because, meat smells.
Well, you're an animal.
That's true. Now, but part of your reduction process is getting the smell, the odor.
Yeah, no. So I will tell you this: when you render it down, you get less odor each time you render it.
Yeah.
Now it's never going to be completely odorless.
Okay. Well, let's look at some.
Yeah. So this is like what it looks like. This is a piece that I've been using for a while, and I've been cutting down. We'll show you kind of close up. This is one that it's just freshly rendered. It looks it looks beautiful. It's kind of snow white. So you can see that one looks really, really good. But there is, like, if you smell it, there's a little bit of a smell. Tiny, tiny bit. You have to stick your nose.
It's like soap, but not soap.
You have to stick your nose right in there. But it is an animal fat. And so now if you there are systems in a commercial, if you have a big production. And so in commercial rendering, they will have like a charcoal activation filter. Sure. To get all of the smell out to use for commercial purposes, but this is handcrafted, so we do it old school. We don't use the giant filtration systems.
What is different about the way you're making tallow from 20 other people? I can go look at tallow across town. They have different things at the farmer's market or the store. How do you do it differently?
Well, I think in terms of how you render it, if you do it the right way, the rendering is the same. Okay. So this tallow is probably, if there's someone else out there who gets high quality suet, and they do 4 renders, we will likely have the same raw material. Yeah. I think the difference in what we do or what I do is as a chemist and scientist, I mix it with other, what I call high performance oils. Okay. Things like rosehip and squalane and sea buckthorn and some bioactives, things like bakuchiol and things like blue tansy and things like astaxanthin. And you get very, very different, like looking and smelling. Like, can you smell that? What does that smell like?
I mean, I want to say nothing, but also a little bit like orange.
It's a sea buckthorn. So that, if anything, it smells like the prairie botanicals.
That's a theme with you.
Yeah. So I did not want to, like the products that we make, I think ultimately are not intended to look like a whipped tallow with frankincense, which is totally fine. Yep. There are lots of people that make that. What I really wanted to do was make something that was elevated. Yeah. That really, because I'm older, I wanted something that could help with wrinkles and help with fine lines and still be handcrafted and handmade and beautiful, but high end. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. You said you're getting older. A lot of people say, I beg to differ. Your skin looks great. You've taken care of your skin your whole life. Yeah. Is this product for men or for women or for both?
So I have products for men and women. So we have we've got a field repair. This is great for guys that are hunting. Like if you can smell that, tell me what you think that smells like.
On my hand? Do you mind?
Yeah, you can put it on your hand.
So this would be like a hand salve.
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 Yeah. This is not a salve. It's not quite, a salve is like squishy. You can go in there and just, so this is still scoopable, but it's not like really hard like an udder balm. Yep. But this has bee propolis in it. So this smells so good. This has bee propolis. It has pine resin in it. So these are healing ingredients. This is great if you're out hunting or if you've got windburn. Sure. If you're sitting out in a tree stand for a long period of time, you can throw a little bit of this on your cheeks. It's great if you've been working in the garden, and my mom keeps it next to her sink because she washes dishes without gloves. Yep. But it's awesome. Cracked heels, all that kind of stuff. So I've got products. So this one is kind of a unisex, but it's a largely this is really geared towards hunters or people that are outside. And the skin products can be used. I've got a men's line and a women's line.
Okay, let's talk about this because I use this
Yeah,
every day.
yeah.
And I also use what I would call your response to Walter White with the new blue.
The blue.
Yeah, so talk to me about these two because
Banging.
those are the two I use every day. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, I got a compliment over lunch today. Someone said, your skin looks really nice.
Are you
and
serious?
I said, they had no idea I was coming here to do this. And I said, well, actually, it's Melissa's stuff. And I've been using it now for 3 weeks every day.
Yeah.
And
You've never looked better.
Well, I agree. Thank you. And largely credible to
yeah.
your skincare brand. And, you know, I think what I said to you, admittedly, was I've never used skincare. I'm not really into it. Inevitably, we all get a little older. You never use something until the problem's right in front of your face. And the problem was my face because I smile. I
didn't say that.
I smile
He
with
said
my
that.
eyes. And you said, you can't get rid of these wrinkles, Steve. That's part of your face. But I don't love...
You do smile with your eyebrows a lot.
Some of this stuff that I know can be, call it tightened up. I don't want to go get a face tuck or anything, but I just want to start caring for my skin a little bit. So I do use those two things.
Well, I will tell you, it's not a miracle. Like this is not going to somehow, if it was, like, believe me, the internet would know. It does do what tallow does is what we call barrier repair. Okay. So it will prevent, it will keep your barrier intact and it will prevent water from escaping. Now it's not going to put water into your skin, which is why I have the field glow. And so what I typically do is after a shower or something in the morning, after I wash my face, I'll put the field glow on. And what this is, it's a high performance oil. This does not have tallow in it, but it works really well.
Do you mind if I'm going to apply some of this in real time.
Yeah. It works really well with the tallow balm because I put a couple of drops of that into my skin. And if we'll get a close up on this one, but look how pretty that is.
Yeah.
That has
I just take this in my hands, right? And there's pat down.
Dang, look at you. You look hot. All right, so this has what we call astaxanthin. And what astaxanthin is, flamingos.
I'm going to make you back up real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
How do I apply this? A lot of guys wouldn't know.
You don't know?
Coat it evenly? Or is it really just blotting? Or is it just getting a nice rub? Like a dry rub on a steak?
Yeah. Do you have a skin
This is what I do at home. I just don't know if I'm doing it right.
Yeah, so what I do is I put a couple of drops onto my hand like that.
Okay.
And I will put it, sometimes I'll do this or sometimes I'll just put it on my skin, you know. I have makeup on right now.
Oh, is your skin orange for a second? You rub it in, the orange is gone.
Yeah. Is it still on my skin?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. You look like yeah. Do you want me to help you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're going to get it there.
You're going to fuck up all my makeup.
Well, but the orange is gone. You're good. You're good. I did it nice.
I should have done it on your skin.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
That
there
works
we
good.
go. That
Thank
would have
you.
been smarter.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So I put that on and then I'll wait a little bit, make sure that soaks in really well.
Yeah.
And then I use, this is I love this. It's a badass balm. So this is the Blue Hour Balm.
Okay.
And this does have tallow in it. It also has sea buckthorn, rosehip, squalane, meadow foam, all these really incredible high performance oils that are non-comedogenic, which means it absorbs into your skin.
Yeah.
It's not going to clog your pores because tallow by itself, this is an occlusive fat, which means it can clog your pores.
Okay.
So I lowered the amount of tallow in this and mixed it with the high performance oils. Okay. And there's a tiny little bit, we get all of our beeswax from a local gal. She's amazing. She puts her dog on the front of the beeswax.
What's the benefit of that? That's one of my...
So the beeswax is for the texture and helping it set up a little bit. And it also helps the tallow and the barrier.
What about allergies? Is that going to help me because it's locally sourced pollen?
I don't know about the face.
Not
now,
pollen.
if you eat it. So people get confused about this a lot. They'll be like, is your tallow grass-fed? And the thing is like if you're eating grass-fed beef, there are some slight nutritional differences. Mm-hmm. If you're putting it on your skin, there is no scientific evidence that grass-fed tallow is any better for your skin. So it is important that you have high-quality fat. Yep. That is what makes the difference. You want to make sure you're not, like there's trim fat and then there's suet. And trim fat is like fat from around the muscle or the legs or wherever rib cages, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
That it's smellier and it has more sinew and collagen around it.
Lots of words I don't know.
So, well, collagen, you know what collagen
sinew.
is.
What's sinew?
Sinew is like the tendons and the pieces of cartilage that you don't want on especially on your face.
Sure.
Right? Anyway, so you want to make sure you've got high quality suet and high quality fat. Grass-fed, great. Is it going to make any difference in terms of the, scientifically? No.
Yeah.
No studies on that yet anyway.
Yeah.
So as far as like beeswax, I mean, is it going to do anything from your allergy perspective? Probably not not topically. on your
Right.
skin.
Okay.
But so part of what we do, part of the challenge as a formulator is making sure you have a good structure.
Yeah.
You need to make sure it sets up well. You need to make sure it's effective, like it's working, doing what it's supposed to do, and making sure it smells good. Because that's the first thing everybody does. They open it up and go, "What does that smell like? Smell this one."
What does this smell like? I put it on
This
my
is
face
the
already.
Blue Hour Balm. So this one has bakuchiol.
Does smell great. Yeah.
So good. It's a natural retinol alternative for people that can't use retinol. Because when I bought this super expensive La Mer a few years ago,
Yeah, I remember that.
couple $100 for a jar. I think it was like $300 or $400. And I put it on my eyes, and my eyes like puffed up the next day because I just can't do the strong retinoids. So this works amazing for me. It's plant-based, and it's shown to be just as effective from a cellular perspective as retinol.
I think Ty, our camera guy's using this now too.
Yeah,
Isn't
I think so.
he? Yeah, his
Pretty
skin does
badass.
look better. Yeah.
Yeah, and his mom, everybody I know. Like this is the Blue Balm's
Go
amazing.
Wyndham. Yeah, that's right.
Go Wyndham. So so what I do is I put the oil on, wait a little bit, put the balm on my face, and that's kind of the routine.
Okay, so once a day, twice a day,
two-step.
morning or night.
I do morning and
Okay.
night. So I put for me, depending on the season, if it's really hot and sticky outside, I'll just use a little bit of oil.
Yep.
If it's wintertime and I got the heat cranked and I'm in my car with the heat cranked, I'll use the oil and the balm at night just to seal in some of that moisture. So, at night, sometimes, especially if you're a mouth breather,
Yeah, like me. Yeah.
you lose a lot of moisture out of your body at night. And so that's why the balms are really great for nighttime.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a few questions that I know people are dying to know because they're looking at all this and goes, that's a lot
Stuff.
of stuff. How much does it cost? So if I want to get started and buy some of this stuff, what am I looking at for, let's say, give me the recommended what's the 3-pack here?
Well, there's even a tattoo balm too. So I did want to talk about that one
Okay,
because
let's
this one is there's performance oils that help to keep your ink crisp.
Yeah.
And so this one has sea buckthorn. That's why it's this beautiful, kind of orange color. It's got a little bit of tallow in there, rose hips. And when you put that on, your ink already does look at that. Looks amazing.
Does it improve the ink?
So what it does is it improves your skin.
I see.
Yes. And so what happens when people get tired, dry skin, what the rose hip and the sea buckthorn does is it helps to improve your skin and the barrier of your skin so your ink stays tight and looks killer, just like when you got it.
Yeah. Well, I want my ink to look killer. There's no doubt about that.
Who doesn't? So yes, there's a whole line of stuff. We've got lotions and face oils, and we do infuse all of the oils ourselves. So this is yarrow. This is what yarrow looks like when it's dried. It grows all over the prairie. And we take the yarrow and put that in high linoleic safflower oil or high linoleic sunflower oil, and then let that sit for about 4 to 6 weeks and then strain it out. We also do the same thing with calendula, which is marigolds. If you're not familiar with we all see marigolds. They have an amazing healing and anti-inflammatory properties. So let those things sit in the sun, and then we use those oils along with the tallow, along with things like the propolis and the pine resin, and make these amazing products.
So now I'm going to ask you, if I want to get started, and let's say I'm a guy and I haven't done skincare before, and I made it this far in the episode to say, I'm into this. This sounds like it's a little bit more my style. It's locally sourced. What do I need to buy? How much do I need to budget? Because I need to do it more than once, right?
So we actually have a men's kit. It's the Range Repair Kit, which has the men's Field Glow in it. Mm-hmm. And then it has our antioxidant balm, which is the Sun and Row balm. Okay. Or you could do the Field Glow and the blue balm.
Yeah.
So
if you
either
want the
one
Steve
of those.
Pack, you gotta get these.
You gotta get those two.
And this is probably gonna run me about 120 to 150, I'm guessing, a month.
So the Blue Hour balm, this one is 44 and this one's 48. Okay. So not even $100.
Okay. So, I see a lot of men's skincare because I'm a man.
Yeah, you are.
It's $200-300 a month. Caldera is a big one, or I think it's Caldera. They get like 3 or 4 of these. And they really want to set me up on a subscription. Yep. And they have these amazing before and after pictures where the guys look great. But this is the same foundational ingredients.
Right? I will tell you, I modeled this oil off of, there's one that's $150. Okay. I'm not going to name the brand of it. But I looked at the ingredients of those oils and I was like, I could make this. And it's probably low priced at $48. But I wanted to have the astaxanthin, which is what makes flamingos pink.
And
Astaxanthin.
crabs, right?
Yeah, so astaxanthin is actually 6,000 more times effective than vitamin C.
Okay.
It's 550 times more effective than vitamin E. I mean, it's
Wow.
an incredible antioxidant. So I have astaxanthin in here. It's got sea buckthorn, rosehip, squalane, meadowfoam. These are all like really high-end oils.
Yep.
So if you were to go online and find, high-end products like this, they go between $98 and $150. Some even more than that.
Okay.
So this is a smoking deal. And same with the Blue Hour Balm. There is one that is about an ounce of this for $220 online. So same stuff, bakuchiol. It's got, well, actually this has bakuchiol, the other one doesn't. It's got blue tansy. It does have some tallow in there. It's got all kinds of amazing things for your skin.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend around $90 if I'm a guy. Okay, so if I'm a woman and I'm
You have been
female,
once for a video we did. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty
you did
good.
An incredible job.
What would I want to equip myself with? Because most women I know are using some sort of skincare.
Yeah.
What are you recommending, or what are you selling the most of to women right
Definitely the Blue Hour Balm for all. This is an incredible piece.
now? What do they love about it?
Well, because your skin. So I had a couple people, and I shared this online. I had someone say, like, I don't know what is in that stuff, but it's amazing.
Okay.
Someone else said, I didn't even tell them. I just said, like, hey, try this and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
And so like I get my nails done, I get my hair done, I'll drop off some samples, and I'll just give them like a little bit and say, tell me what you think about this. And I got an email a couple days later, I showed you.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know what this is, but my face feels amazing. Where do I get it?
Yeah.
And so people do love this one. And I think it largely because, well, it has tallow, which is high quality, but also the bakuchiol and the blue tansy and the other ingredients in here that all work together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's formulated so there's not too much of one thing and not too much of another. I make sure it's all working together in synchronicity, so it's good. But if you're a woman, I mean, women love, in terms of all of it, these lotions are incredible. We've got 3 different scents of lotions. The lip balms, people love the lip balms. We've got tallow lip balms that use sunflower wax, prairie mint, Roman chamomile. So lots of beautiful lip balms.
Very cool.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So where can I get this stuff right now? Where can I purchase this? Is it online at the store?
So we are at the local in Del Rapids. We are online at lonetreetallow.com. We're working with a couple of grocery stores locally here in town. So hopefully by Christmas, you'll be able to go to those local grocery stores here in Sioux Falls to get those. But yeah, and so I guess there's also other opportunities. So if you have a store that you want to offer the Lone Tree Tallow line, you can certainly reach out to us, hit the link in the comments, or reach out to me directly, Melissa at Lone Tree Tallow. We'd love to have a conversation. But yeah, so
Cool.
we are wholesale and direct.
What is the future, as we wrap up with this part, what is the future for Lone Tree Tallow? I know it seems like yesterday you just got started, but you've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
Where do you see this venture going?
Well, I'm crazy enough. I've had people say, like, can you make stuff for your pets? So I've been working on a pet product that we're launching soon. I've had people ask me, can you make something for my baby that's, just simple? And so I've got something that I'm working on that. And I've had someone reach out, ask me about acne. Can you make an acne product? So I've got a few things in development. But really, the goal is to create, for me, and I think I shared this with you, I said, I just want to create beautiful things that people can feel that.
Yeah.
So I want to keep making more of that.
Okay. Well, that's...
Ultimately, like I want to, create a line of products, and I may expand beyond just tallow products. So like the face oil does not have tallow in it. So I'll likely be making a few more things that are maybe non-tallow based to complement our tallow line. But I love making it. I love the process of meeting local makers and people who are doing things like beeswax and collecting propolis, and people who are, growing calendula and yarrow, and that has been so fulfilling. So I love doing that too.
How do you balance it all? Last question. You got your mom, you've got a day job working with me, you got to put up with me all day, and then you're doing this. How do you balance all of that?
I don't.
Okay. Well, how do you act like you balance it?
I don't. So you might see me crying in my car periodically at the grocery store or something. But other than that, everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay, good. Well, if you want to buy some of this or see Melissa cry, just head to the parking lot at the co-op or your local store where all the makers hang out. This is fun for me because getting to know this slowly over time has been Fun to watch it grow for you. And I know you're out of mojitos and
Yeah.
menopause and sold a bunch that night too.
Well, and so I have a chemistry degree, and it allows me to sort of scratch that itch of being in the lab and making things and experimentation. So I say, like, my entire life has been experimenting and making things, and so this allows me to make things that people love and hopefully make a difference for them in their skin, and that feels pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you get to make people feel things through storytelling. Now you get to tell your story. So it's been fun
Oh, I like it.
to be the interviewer for once. So I can ask you all the questions today.
And your skin does look really good.
Oh, well,
You're
I know
welcome.
you're not just saying that. She really means it.
I do.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive. You're going to get to watch how this is all made. But take my advice, I might get a discount because I do know her. But take advantage of this. Support local, support Melissa, support local makers doing their thing and making products where they spend a lot of time to make it in a way that's beneficial to you, not just profitable to them. Because to me, that's the coolest thing I've seen here is you always have the end user in mind.
Yeah.
And that's usually where the successful companies start.
Yeah, so I get to use the chemistry side, the design thinking side, which is the constant iteration and getting feedback from people and understanding what they love, and the marketing side, which is what we do. So
Yeah.
it's like all of the things, which is really, really fun.
All the things right here, guys. Thanks, Melissa.
All right, so if you're curious about Lone Tree Tallow, click the link below. You can reach out to me directly, melissa@lonetreetallow.com.
Peace.
Peace.
This episode of Spotlight Sioux Falls is sponsored by Magnetic. We help businesses grow through content that stands out and software that scales your conversations. Not sure how to build your pipeline? You can find us at magnetic.services. Magnetic.services, your pipeline will thank you.
Thanks for listening to Spotlight Sioux Falls.
These are the stories and the businesses that shape our city. If you heard something today that made you smile, made you think, or maybe reminded you of someone you know in your neighborhood, please share it.
That's how we support local. That's how we grow. And if you know a business owner we should feature or you want to tell your story, reach out.
Until next time, we're Steve and Melissa, and this is Spotlight Sioux Falls, where local stories get the stage they deserve. Running a business means we all wear a lot of hats, but sometimes you need extra hands, sometimes some specialized talent to keep projects moving.
That's where our friends at Solvo Global come in. Whether you need offshore or nearshore resources or long-term project support, Solvo connects you with the right people to scale your business.
They make it simple. You get trusted talent without the overhead, so you can focus on growth instead of scrambling for help.
Check out the link in our show notes below to learn more about how Solvo Global can support your next big move.